Yeah, we drink coffee all the time.
Okay.
We'll only take $1 billion.
With Matt Patricia being fired and the Bears kind of Dan Quinn was fired, and then 5 or 6 games or something like that on a run. Matt Nagy's been here, so we'll see what happens. But yeah,
was kind of like the best.
That's a great way to put it.
I'm kind of nervous about it, and we see how that's turned out. So there's 100% that possibility.
Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace's seat gate, because this would be now their 6th loss in a row. You're losing to a team that's below 500. A defining loss potentially.
Their offense is the 2nd worst. That's since 1985, since DVOA.
The last
35 games. The run game. Ryan, did you? I know you saw that tech.
Hey, look, if they ran the ball with explosive, good offensive plays. Like, it's never pretty when they he did, yeah.
It looks solid on that.
No, wait, that's next week against the Texans. Lions. So I mean, you go into it feeling good, and it's even if they win, they probably will win a couple more games because they're ruining that draft stock, and it puts them out of position to get a quarterback. No, it's the Bears are in a weird spot right now where it's like,
well, who could strong end to the season?
There's always a possibility.
Wishful thinking.
They have to do something godly to make me excited. Score a touchdown at this point. It's like, maybe we should come up with like a drinking game or something. But I'm in talks with them.
Yeah, I always kind of take it just game by game, even if they're not good. If they lose and season's done, whatever. But still, you're going to watch to be entertained. Ultimately, I don't know. There's a lot of question marks. See a little bit more of the run game. That offensive line looked pretty decent for the most part. Wishful thinking. So who knows at this point? But against the Lions team who's without their top wide receiver, able to have a big bounce back game, and they owe it to this team for sure for last week's performance. And I know they're all embarrassed. They're all ready to go. So they need a big performance today.
Yeah. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Exactly. Well, it'll be very telling today if you see the Bears defense they gave against Green Bay last week. This team is going downhill in a hurry because that means that Matt Nagy, I'd agree with it, I don't agree with it. Speech in the locker room after the game, if they quit this week, it's over for the Bears, and it's over for this regime. It feels like I can't see a scenario where if they get smacked by the Lions and the defense looks bad, that this team is salvageable.
Man's been a ghost lately. I mean, he was on the injury report this week.
He did get put on the injury report.
I'm sure he's got ailments, but I just think he's lost a little bit of his steam. I'm sure it's hard. I mean, no matter what they say, as an athlete, it's hard to come out and perform every week like you're supposed to when the other side. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't have the gas, or maybe it's just a bad couple weeks. I don't know. He's due for a big game as well.
I'm gonna look up his stats because how was he through the first 6 games where we were?
He was really good.
He was one of the best in the fucking league. Pressure wise, he was leading the league in pressures.
He's had
so far 6.5.
One quarterback hit since week 6. One.
I mean, when you're paying a guy the big bucks like that, you not only need him to get quarterback hits, you need that to produce sacks. That's why you go and get a guy like that.
He's gotten 2 since week 6, and he's had 1 quarterback hit.
Ouch.
Besides that.
That's tough from your highest paid player on your roster. You're paying a guy that money, you need production. So
him and Robert Quinn getting almost $40 million a year. Robert Quinn,
is he irrelevant at this point? What are we what's the move on Robert Quinn? It's not like we can really get rid of him.
The worst part about that is they could have not signed Robert Quinn and put Mingo over there, and he would have had a better year.
He's been more
Mingo is having a way better year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't need it. They don't need Robert Quinn. I mean, it's tough, but again, this is wishful thinking again. But if the Bears are to make the playoffs, you're going to need Khalil Mack or Robert Quinn to pick it up. Robert Quinn, especially if you start seeing more Robert Quinn, it's going to be a great sign for this defense. So you're still hopeful out there. If you start hearing Robert Quinn's name more and it's positive plays, you're gonna see the defense playing even better.
I think too, it's him putting together more than one drive. Usually he'll hit one of his little jump step moves and he'll get close to the quarterback.
Yeah,
and then he the rest of the game they're like, okay, well he's just gonna do his little jump step move the whole time. But there was that, and then now Jimmy Graham or Cole Kmet is playing more than Jimmy Graham. So, if we're going back to indictments of Ryan Pace, let's look at that. But you know what? I'm gonna transition here to being positive. Okay. It's Sunday. The sun is shining. They're playing in Chicago. The turf monster will be out in our favor.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, the sun is definitely not shining in Chicago.
Is it not?
No, it is not. It is snowing.
Oh, there's actually snow on the Diamond.
It is snowing.
You guys go tour the old backyard.
Okay, well it's oh nice.
Pretty gray out there, boys. You can see some
Yeah.
snow out there in the distance.
Yeah, it's looking like bear weather, which again, who knows if that even
Hey,
exists?
maybe that means the Bears win.
Doesn't
man.
exist.
Yeah, like who knows? I don't
Hey,
even
Bears.
know.
Look, okay. Lions play in a dome. Bears play outside. Bears are playing outside today, so
Yes,
automatic
yes.
advantage to the Bears. Plus, let's not forget that Matt Stafford has a love affair with the Soldier Field grass. So, I think
is that a thing? Is Matt Stafford? Is he?
I just remember that picture of him after he
Oh,
getting sacked, and he
yeah.
has that like giant clump of sod just hanging out of his
He
face.
definitely has a thing for that grass. Then
Hey, how about this real quick? If Nagy were to get fired, a couple names that are being thrown out there. Well, one actually name that I actually want to talk to you guys about and know what your opinions are. Pat Fitzgerald from Northwestern. How would you ultimately feel if he took the position?
It's tough because I'm kind of at a spot right now where the next Bears head coach that I feel like I would be looking for if I were them was a guy that's a CEO type. And I mean, to run a college program, to be a guy like Pat Fitzgerald, that's a lot of what college coaching is. So, I mean, it'll be an interesting transition. I don't have like a full on guarantee. Like, I don't know Pat Fitzgerald that well. I know he's kind of in that like Saban role kind of thing at Northwestern, but like, I don't know. I guess it would inspire some confidence if he's going to bring in guys that are going to be able to do their job, like bring in an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator to be able to make their own decisions and kind of have him just oversee things. I think you could sell me on that because with the Bears, these offensive coordinators and just hiring one of those guys just hasn't worked out for them. You know, you tried it with Tressman, you tried it with Nagy, and it hasn't been good. So, I mean, I guess that a Pat Fitzgerald mold is kind of what I would be looking for a Bears head coach. I don't know if Pat Fitzgerald is the guy, but that's the kind of mold I would say.
But he's a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a guy.
Here's my proposition to the Bears: split up the head coaching, split up the head coaching role into multiple positions.
Ooh.
Morale coordinator, number one.
Morale coordinator.
Number two, practice coordinator.
Okay.
Number three, practice to game coordinator, because that's been the disconnect right now.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of that.
Oh yeah,
Speaking of that, Anthony Miller talking about how they're not calling the plays that they run in practice during a game.
I feel like that just if that is the
what is going on?
What is the stone cold truth? The Bears are broken beyond comprehension.
I don't even know.
Like, how can you? That's the whole point of practice, is practicing the plays in your game plan to play against the team you're going to play. And if they're not calling those plays, this is Freddie Kitchens level bad, if that's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's just I'm telling you my theory about Nagy. Nagy's just in over his head, man. That's just what it seems like. And I keep going back to this saying, but like he's in the weeds, man. He's way too far in the weeds. He's too close to the elephant to see the elephant. Is that the phrase? Too close to to see the tree.
I get what you're putting down. Yeah.
Too close to the tree to see the forest or some shit like that.
Yeah.
They think I'm gonna zag whenever they think I'm gonna zig, but they think that I would zag whenever they think that I would zig. So I'm gonna zog, but no one's ever zogged before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pepper in a little bit of zoob and go around.
That's exactly it.
And turn it over.
Yep.
This is an inside look at Matt Nagy's brain. Like, I'm 100% convinced that is what's going on in his brain all the time.
Y'all know that meme that has like the car drifting to the exit?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and that's Matt Nagy, except he just continually goes in a circle.
Just continually drifting in a circle.
The
They'll
signs
never
don't
catch me
say
now.
anything.
They can't figure me out.
The signs just have gibberish on them, and he's just going in a circle.
I can see it, dude. Like, that's kind of how Matt Nagy's been. Like, he doesn't really have a lot of answers for us ever. So,
AJ's mad in the chat.
he's big mad at the Bears, man.
He's mad at the Bears.
He's pounding his fist. He wants everybody out. Here,
this is a good one. Sam's got it for how
exactly
Matt Nagy is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. All right.
I imagine Matt Nagy at player meetings be like, zip zop, zoppity zippity zoo, foo.
And then that's it. And then they're just like, ooh.
Like, oh wow. Let's go run this in practice, but not
Can we go back? Can we go back to splitting the head coaching position up? I think that could actually be money. I think if you have your offensive and defensive coordinator, your special teams coordinator, your team morale coordinator, your anger translator.
Yes, anger translator. You need a time management coach. We need somebody.
Time management coach.
Exactly.
Your time management coach.
Key and Peele for the anger management part.
Yeah. Okay. Anger management. practice coordinator, practice to game coordinator, and then let's see, what are we missing here? I mean, I think, does that cover all of our bases? I mean, do we need to have a snack guy like for after game snacks, like to have a cooler of Capri Suns?
No,
and
team
stuff?
mom,
Team mom, that's it.
Gotta have a team mom.
Orange slices,
Team mom.
and Capri Suns.
That's
You
an
need a
important
team mom.
role, man. Those orange slices hit different, bro.
That
Especially
is true.
even if you lose, like at least I get this Capri Sun that's full of sugar that I probably shouldn't be drinking after a sporting event.
Yeah, but you can get those orange slices, and those are good, and they're cold. Like man, and she rolls
On
up in her
ice.
van. She rolls up in her van and brings out that big ass cooler, and you're like,
oh shit's going down.
I never had that, man.
Snacks.
The
Team
soccer
Mom's got
moms,
the snacks.
the soccer moms where I'm from would just bring like fucking fruit gushers or fruit roll up or some
Yeah,
shit.
and they'd
But we're
always
just like,
they
Just straight too.
oh, they're delicious.
well,
but,
that's the best part, Ryan. It's like you'd switch moms every week. So like, every once in a while the moms would come with bags of gummies or, fruit rolls, which are hype. But then that one mom comes in with like a fucking cooler, and she got like cookies and oranges and Capri Sun. And you're just like, holy shit, I'm staying here for another hour and I'm feasting. But that's kind of how the team moms were for me. But yeah, team mom for the Bears would be great.
Maybe that's just what the Bears have been missing all this time, ever since 1985. They just need to find a team mom.
Can you imagine the hiring process for a team mom?
It has to be one of the athletes on the team's mom too. So they got to interview everybody on the roster, be like going through, all right, what kind of snacks are you gonna
but they need to be Midwestern, right?
First question.
They need to be Midwestern, like Cole Kmet.
Okay.
Cole Kmet's new.
Oh, Cole Kmet's mom would
Komet's
be
mom?
perfect. That'd be perfect. She's probably so
perfect
used to
team
it.
mom.
Yes.
Yeah, Midwestern mom. She can drive her minivan that she probably still has. It's got stale Cheerios under the back seat.
It smells like gross leather,
Yeah, it smells. It's got a
You're
faint.
unfairly stereotyping Cole Komet's mom right now.
It's got a faint smell of bratwurst.
Or any team mom.
Shout out all the team moms out there. We love you guys.
All right, down to the injury report. Getting back into the game. Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney are playing today. They both had knee injuries and were limited this week. Khalil Mack's playing. Akeem Hicks is back. Am I wrong about that or correct? I think he is back.
He is back.
Which is big. The Lions are without Kenny Galladay, so like we did the first 6 games of the season, we're lucking out against the Lions again. However, they are featuring DeAndre Swift more, and it's going to be a bit of an issue if the Bears can't stop them up front. Ultimately, guys, how are we feeling about Kenny Galladay being out? And we're going to see a different rushing attack than we did earlier in the season. DeAndre Swift is going to be the premier back for the Lions today.
I would have to look deep into Kenny Galladay's game-by-game stats, but I feel like he's had some decent success against the Bears, no matter who, like Kyle Fuller's been on him. I remember even last year, was that the David Blau game or the Jeff Driscoll game? Either one, but Kenny Galladay was still getting
David Blau, I think.
Yeah, it was the one at Soldier Field, I think. So, Kenny Galladay is a great player. He hasn't been around for them, but for the Bears, you'd like to see him out because that's their best weapon. And you look at their numbers too. They haven't been the same offense without him on the field. I mean, you go back to Carolina, they got shut out against Carolina, one of the worst defenses in the league. So without him, they're at a disadvantage. But with the Bears, the Bears got to be licking their chops, especially with the Akeem Hicks back. We saw a lot of problems last week without him, where the Packers were able to, rip off chunk runs at a time. And that's not going to be the same case this week.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. I do think that this is going to be a game, a game where the Bears can get some of that mojo back, and everyone, is it too late? Is it good timing? I don't know, but ultimately I think that this is going to be a game that the Bears can get some mojo back if they're going to want to move forward, move towards the playoffs. So it's just going to depend on what they can do. And I know I'm the voice of hope.
The symbol of peace and justice.
I don't even want to say just hope. I'm the huge homer because I'm still holding out hope right now. But
you're the only positive influence in this.
I know because it's so weird. I watch these Bears games and it looks so shitty, but you see glimpses and you're just like, oh, if you just put that together for a game or a half, you win. But
that's how they keep
together
you,
for
man.
A drive.
That's
I know.
How they keep
it's golf.
You hooked.
It's like golf. Fucking even through college, I'll have a couple good rounds. I'll shit the bed. I'll be like, I hate this sport, and then I'll go out and play well again, and then all right, I'm back.
Greatest thing ever, yeah.
New set of clubs. Let me pay $1,000. New set.
Walk in with that new type of swagger. That first day of school, fresh.
Hell yeah. But yeah, it's essentially it's just a matter of getting the mojo back and seeing where they can go. This team has the talent. That's the most frustrating part. Is this team has the talent, but will the coaches use it in the right way? Can Bill Lazor settle into this? Offensive scheme, and can he get it going a little bit? The running game looked a lot better last week, and the week before, so we're gaining traction on that. If they don't have a pass heavy script Let's see if the Bears can continue to pound the ball on the ground. Because again, if the Bears ran an offense like the Browns do this year, they would also be 8-3 or 9-2. But instead, they can't run the ball. I mean, if they can run the ball like the Browns can,
it's easy to say though, because the Browns actually have some really good talent on that.
They have
they do.
They have the number one rushing offense in the entire league.
That's why I'm saying if they can run the ball that well. But
that's a big if.
You're not. No, that's what I'm saying. They can't. So that's what I'm saying. Like if my point is, if the Bears can become a run heavy, run first team instead of running the ball a few times, it not working, then going right to the pass game, they'd be a much, much better team. But because the run game isn't working, you're depending on Mitch Trubisky to win you the game, which just now is not going to happen. So the Bears just need to, if they can get the run game working, like I've been saying the entire season, every single pregame, they're going to be a decent team. So we'll see, and we'll see if the Bears can score some points and get this defensive mojo back. Ultimately, I don't know. How are you guys feeling about the, I don't know. Mitch Trubisky back there this week.
He's the Lions killer. We know that. Even going back to week 1, it wasn't pretty at all, but he had that the most miraculous fourth quarter anyone's ever seen in their entire lives. So, I mean, he's shown that he can sling it against the Lions. Like that is the one team in the league where you can feel confident about Mitch Trubisky.
Or can he sling it against Matt Patricia?
Maybe Matt Patricia was just holding him back.
Playing man defense, because Mitch has always been his kryptonite is the zone.
Yeah,
and Matt Patricia would only run man defense because he got an interception, because he personally went out there and caught an interception in the Super Bowl, and Mitch Trubisky would always tear him up. So like Darren Bevel, man, maybe.
Well, that's the thing. Like Matt Patricia, and the reason why, is because they don't disguise Lions don't disguise defenses. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be doing that today, and then they're going to be really getting to Mitch. So like I said, it is scary to play a team that just fired their coach. That's kind of what it is. I mean, it just brings a new mojo to the team, and they come out and want to play well for that new coach. That's essentially what they're doing, and the Lions are going to come out and do just that. So we'll see how much that they deliver to this team. I don't know. Blake, how are you feeling about a Lions team with a new head coach, essentially?
Well, I wish they would have kept him around for longer, because the guy clearly just couldn't
do
it.
Right?
Yeah, the Bears could have gotten dubs for the rest of eternity against the Lions. But I don't know. The Lions are still the Lions. It's a poverty franchise. Let's be real here. There's a reason they haven't been to a divisional round or a championship round since like 92. Like this is probably the least successful franchise in the NFL, like even worse than the Browns we're talking about. So, I mean, the Bears are going to have a chance to win this game. Like the Lions never worry me until they're the Lions. Like they're always going to find a way to line. We saw it week 1. The Lions should have beaten the Bears. They had every opportunity to beat the Bears. And what did they do? They choked it away in typical Lions fashion. So
DeAndre Swift really earned his Lion badge.
Yeah, exactly. So the Lions will never scare me, but like at the same time, like if the Bears lose this game it makes it that much worse. Like when you think this season can't get any lower, if they lose today, it just gets lower and lower and lower.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough one if they lose today for sure. I know for sure I'm going to have no more hope in the tank if they lose today. But
I'm honestly flabbergasted and impressed that you still do have gas in the tank. Like
honestly,
I'm trying to muster up
bro. You're some
sort of excitement, and like I have a Bears hoodie that I wear every single day. But like at this point, it's mostly just because it fits me the best out of all my hoodies.
I mean, look, here's the thing. It's just because like, I am going to hold out hope until there's no hope left, because we've seen some crazier things happen in football. I mean, not saying that the Bears are going to make the playoffs or anything, but this hope is still there. The Cardinals have a very tough schedule to finish the season. The Niners are not looking like they're going to make the playoffs. So if the Bears can finish ahead of the Cardinals, which is going essentially 4-1 or even 5-0 to finish the season, like they'll make the playoffs. I'm saying that's a lot to do. No, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's a lot to do, but
so you're telling me there's a chance.
So there's no hope anymore. I'm going to hold out hope. Like that's all it is. And
I respect that. I really do, because I bet life would be a lot brighter if I could do that. But like,
honestly,
I don't know, man. Like the Bears have kind of killed my football spirit. I mean, I still love football because football is still like the best sport in the world. But
you still
AJ, my heart cannot take this. I eat way too much dairy and red meat and butter for my heart to be taking this every Sunday. I'm just gonna fall over like what's his face, like Todd in the Super Fence have 13 heart attacks during the Bears games.
Death by Bears. I'd say the Bears come for us all, man. At some point, every Bears fan's life, the Bears are going to break you down. They're going to kill your spirit. Just a matter if you can get back up and let them kill your spirit again a few years later.
Last time that I remember my spirit being killed this much, besides the playoff game, like that was a good spirit killing because like we made it to the playoffs.
No, it wasn't. No,
I mean, it was like the thing is,
that
like,
was the worst I've ever felt after a game.
I feel I'm with you. I'm with
you,
Austin, 100%. Like after that game, like it was the worst feeling ever. It was like, dude, like didn't even want to talk. But then it's like, once you get like let it settle a little bit, you give it a few days, and then it's like, okay, they lost. This sucks.
But they got some good pieces.
Something brewing.
But here's the reason. Yeah, that's the reason, because they had something brewing, and then you get into 2019 and we suck. In 2020, we suck. So you're like, that Cody Parkey miss just is that big of a deal, and it sucks. But it is what it is.
Well, what I was gonna say is that 2014, just absolutely ripped my heart out and threw it in the trash and punted it across the field and abandoned the run game, trying to get back to me. And I feel like that was more devastating than 2018, just because I quit watching the Bears for years. Like I quit keeping up with football for years after that. And then 2018 happened, and I was hopeful after it. But right now, like, so let's imagine. Let me give you a visual here. So here's 2012, 2013 going up, but then going straight back down, and then 2014 going into the dumpster, and then Ryan doesn't have a heartbeat for a few years, and then we go up in 2018, and then 2019, and then 2020 is back down here under the dumpster. We have made it to official under the dumpster status.
Under the dumpster.
I think I'm with you though, Ryan. Like 2014 was. For me as a Bears fan, that was the worst season I've ever had to endure. Because that was like, there was at one point that year, like, at least like the Bears are losing like kind of close games at some point. Like last week was like the first one that I really felt like they just like got the break speed off them like the entire game. But like that 2014 season, they literally got smacked. It's like not just smacked, but like put up got like 45, 50 points put up on them in like 2 or 3 straight weeks at one point. Like that season, and that was like going into that season, Bears had Super Bowl aspirations.
Yeah.
Like that was rough.
Talk about heartbreak. Chris Conte's blown coverage in the NFC Championship game against the Packers will forever be number one.
Yep.
Forever. I don't think – I watched that game by myself. I remember leaving that game defeated. Now, granted, when they lost the Super Bowl in 2006, I was 10 years old. I did cry after that game.
I cried,
very
of course.
upset.
I surprisingly did not. I cried after U of I lost in the national title game, but the Bears,
I did like, too. That
typical Bears. Typical Bears. Bears just can't.
Was that Tyler Hansbrough or no? He was after.
No, that was like Sean May, Raymond Felton.
Yeah. God damn.
But
do we want to get into to our keys of the game here?
Yeah,
I know.
We're going down a deep hole. We're going down a deep hole. All right, let's get into keys to the game and your MVP predictions. Blake, go ahead.
Well, I think you kind of said it. I think the key to the game today is being able to run the football. We say it every week, not confident in their ability to run the football, but the Lions are not a good run defense. They rank 28th in the NFL right now. They're giving up 4.4 yards a carry. They've given up 17 rushing touchdowns. That's the second worst in the league. So, like, something's fine. Like, it has to give eventually. Like, the Bears have to be able to run the football eventually. And, like, we sound like broken records. We talk about this every single week, but if they can get that going and sustain the ground game, they're going to have some success on offense. So I think that's the key to the game. Defensively, you gotta give some heart at this point. Like you want to see Khalil Mack give some effort. You want to see these guys make plays because that's what they're paid to do. Like I don't really have a key to the game for them because if they play their game, they should be able to stop them in every facet. But
absolutely.
We saw the same defense that we saw last week. That who knows what'll happen. But we going straight into the player of the game too. He's officially inactive.
Active.
All right, so they shouldn't be able to run the ball on them at all. But player of the game, dude, I'll go David Montgomery. I guess. I'm hopeful for the running game today. That's just what I want to see. I want to see some long sustained drives, and David Montgomery. I want to see him tote the rock, 15, 20 carries, maybe a TD. So I'll go David Montgomery.
All right. My key to the game is the opposite of what Blake has, kind of. No, it's on the other side. Stop the run. And if they're able to do that against DeAndre Swift, I think they'll be okay. So stop DeAndre Swift, stop Adrian Peterson, who usually is a Bears killer. And then my MVP of the game is going to be Akeem Hicks. So stop the run. Akeem Hicks is your MVP there. Ryan, what you got?
Keys to the game. I don't know. Like I mean, just put it together.
Eeyore.
Put the pieces together. Just put the damn puzzle together, Matt Nagy. My MVP, I think, I would say Hicks, but I don't think Hicks makes it through this game realistically, or plays that many snaps. I'm gonna go Roquan. I think that Roquan's gonna have a big game.
Solid choice.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Then we got prop bets are over under. So let's get a prop bet. I don't know if you guys have anything. I've been looking. I like Mitch Trubisky over 1.5 touchdown passes. I also like David Montgomery anytime touchdown scorer. And I like the Bears over 10.5 points in the first half. Call me
I've got
crazy.
Darnell Mooney touchdown anytime, and I've got Allen Robinson 2 touchdowns anytime.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
All right.
Did y'all see that bet that I got last week that was Allen Robinson to have a touchdown in each half, and it was like plus 3,300 odds?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember where I found that on FanDuel, but it was magical. I won 100. I bet $5 and I won like 100.
Nice. How
Love
about first possession of the game, a field goal attempt?
Oh, if the Bears start with the ball, I feel like that's a lock.
I'm going to take that. I think
that Lions first quarter or either Lions first quarter or Lions third quarter is a pretty safe bet. Bet against the Bears in the third quarter. That's all I got to say. The spread is usually pretty healthy before the game. So if it's like 1.5 and under, take that shit.
Do the Bears have an over-under for the third quarter?
On FanDuel, they do.
The over-under for the Bears third quarter points is 7.5.
Are you serious?
That's the easiest under of all time. They haven't scored over 7 points in the third quarter all season.
The spread is 0. The spread is 0 for the third quarter.
And the over/under third quarter touchdown, yes, no. Yes, minus 290, no, plus 215. For both teams not to score a touchdown in the third. That'd be interesting.
This is shaping up to be a fun one, I think.
I'm scared to bet on the Bears anymore, man. Like I bet on Darnell Mooney and Allen Robinson because they're usually bright spots in a dark cesspool of despair and sadness. But like I'm scared to bet on, like, you just never know. Like I feel like for the last few weeks we've seen this horrible version of the Bears, but like as soon as you bet against them, they're gonna turn it on. And like if they go on a run to end this fucking season, I'm gonna be so upset.
I'm not ready. I don't think I can mentally handle that.
No, they're gonna do that thing. It's like the long haul version of like every game where they get down really far, and then you're like, but then they score one touchdown whenever the defense is playing prevent, and you're like, okay, okay, and then you start counting. You're like, okay, we just need a defensive touchdown, and then we need to kick it off, and then we need to
stop it in offense.
Yeah, and then we need a punt return, and then we need to get an onside kick, and we got it.
Yeah,
we got it, and that's where we are. That's where we are right now. So
I did that against the Packers. Literally, I was like, "We're gonna get killed." And then I was like, "All right, wait. If we make a stop, no, I'm just kidding."
Bonus, real fast. Bonus dream scenarios here. I feel like this is exactly what's going to happen with the Bears season. Here's what's going to happen: is they're going to start winning some games here down the stretch. They're going to get to week 17 and play the Packers backups, and all the Bears are going to have to do to get into the playoffs is win. And they're not going to win. That would be the perfect ending to a Bears season. Like
that would be
poetic.
Themselves. That'd be terrible.
That's poetry in motion. I swear, if that happens, I'm writing a documentary about it.
That would literally be like a culmination of every Bears season ever.
Into one. Yeah, that would be the most perfect Bears season ever. That would be trash.
I'll write a book, and it's gonna be called, or I'm gonna write a memoir about the season. It's gonna be called "The Descent to Entropy."
I don't even know what that means, but all right, that sounds interesting. Big words.
A glimpse into the 2020 season of a Chicago Bears fan.
All right, before we get too depressed, let's get into over-unders, and then
too late.
Sam's segments, and then we'll get into daily preview. Okay, Trubisky over/under 1.5 touchdowns.
Over.
I'll take the over.
I like the over too.
It's the Lions, baby.
Hopefully 2 to Allen Robinson. That'd be great for my bankroll.
Yeah, would it?
Oh yeah.
What does Nick have? Oh wait, we got one coming, Nick. Okay, how about we get right into it? Over/under 1.5 sacks for the Bears. I'm not even going 2.5 because we had one QB pressure last week. So 1.5 sacks for the Bears against against Stafford today.
Man, this hurts. This hurts that it's this low. Like, honestly, I'm shooketh, and I'm going to take the over. I just hope that the Bears defense.
It's the Lions. It's the Lions. Over.
It's the Darren Bevel Lions.
True. Who knows?
Yeah, I like the over. I think the defense has a big comeback game here.
I don't think our big players even get them. I think that Barkevius Mingo gets a sack.
Mario Edwards.
I think Travis Gibson, who is active for the first time since week 4, gets a sack. And I think Buster Screen gets a sack. There's
Nice.
my oddball.
Green, little nickel corner blitz.
Yeah, he's been sucking it up lately. I hope he can.
All right,
Bring
last
it
one.
back.
Mooney over under 0.5 touchdowns.
That's
over.
our boy. We take the over. We take all Darnell Mooney overs.
Always take the over on
If you
Darnell
could set
Mooney.
the over-under at 300 receiving yards, I would take the over. Shout out
Jesus
Darnell
Christ.
Mooney.
All right, shout out Darnell. Okay.
This is the Darnell Mooney podcast from now on.
This is very Darnell Mooney podcast. Okay, how about you guys ready for some Sam? We are at SJSteve9 on Twitter. He gives us our stardom situms, and then for fantasy and for fall/winter, and then we're also going to be doing a very fun quiz that helps us to know the Lions better. So like get to know the Lions essentially. So excited for both. Okay, starting with stardom situms. Stardom. Wow, this is interesting. Kirk Cousins. Cousins and the Vikings offense has been lights out recently in a matchup against the Jaguars defense that lets up many points is too tempting. Kirk has played well, and the return of Adam Thielen, I expect Kirk to be a sneaky QB play this week. That's a nice little advice for someone who needs a QB. Kirk Cousins. Sit him, Kiki Cutie. That's interesting because the Texans have lost everybody. I get the immediate action to grab Cutie after Will Fuller announced his suspension. In fact, he's a good wide receiver to hold on to in deeper leagues, but the Texans are squaring off against a good Colts defense that just got DeForest Buckner back. Hold your horses on playing Cutie, at least for this week. Stardom, Nelson Aguilar. Eagles fans are going to get angry, but Aguilar looks like a whole new receiver in this Raiders offense. Josh Jacobs is out this week, so Derek Carr will have to throw more against the piss-poor Jets defense. He's got some sneaky flex value this week. I actually like Nelson Aguilar.
For sure.
Playing well. Sit him, Miles Sanders. But Sam, why would I bench the starting RB of the Eagles against a bad Packers run defense? Well, for starters, the Eagles suck. Also, Doug Peterson has some sort of vendetta against Sanders and refused to utilize him as a main part of the offense. I'd look for another RB option if you can, and I'm sorry, not sorry to Eagles fans for all the slander. Stardom. We're getting into Christmas/December Stardom situms. Stardom, OG Christmas movies.
Yeah, that's the only kind of
Christmas, A Year Without a Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and more. Those movies are absolutely classic and are great to watch while all indoors. That the guys need to do a Christmas movie. Big board, hint, hint. Yes, we do.
That's coming this week, I think.
Is it? Okay, yeah, it is.
Yeah, we can do that this week.
Sit 'em, no snow. I know people hate the cold, but I just can't stand the Christmas time without snow. It just makes the better holidays better. That one can be disputed, but snow and Christmas go together like peanut butter and jelly. I absolutely agree. I remember one year we had Christmas without snow, and it was the weirdest thing ever. I didn't like it. So yes, I agree. All right, so that's it. Sam Stardom situms, and now Sam's in the chat. He's going to be giving us answers to how well do you know the Lions? Ryan, are you ready for how well do you know the Lions?
Let's do it.
I am ready.
Oh my God, Sam! It's giving me a login. It's giving me a login for the quiz he gave me, so it doesn't look like the quiz is going to work.
We got to access it.
No.
All right, well, while we're trying to figure this out, let's go. Want to do our locks of the week while we're figuring it out?
Yep, let's do locks of the week.
All right, let's start. Let's see. I'll pull mine up real quick first.
Getting locks of the week. Let's see him.
Boom. I'm going with the Vikings over Jacksonville. Jacksonville is starting Mike Glennon. I'm going to go out and guess that you give a team a week to game plan for Mike Glennon. He's not going to be able to do what he did last week. And the Vikings offense, they can get rolling. I think Dalvin Cook is set to play. Jacksonville defense doesn't scare anybody. So I think the Vikings are going to roll. It's a team that's been hot, and Jacksonville's bottom seller. So, I mean, they're 1-11 now. So I got Vikings -10.
I like it. Here's mine. Raiders versus the Jets -7.5. 7.5 for that is really low in my opinion. So I really like the Raiders to kind of hand it to the Jets on this one.
For sure.
Ryan, I actually really like Ryan's lock too.
My lock of the week is Buffalo covering 1.5 versus San Fran. I think San Fran is a very well coached team, and they very well might win the game, but I think it's going to be close. And I think,
good pick.
I think y'all's picks are bold. I think
it's a little bold. 10 points is a lot.
10 points, not even just a double-digit spread. I think the Raiders-Jets is bold just because the Jets every now and then have one of those sneaky games where they like only lose by 3 points, and I feel like the Raiders are a perfect team to do that against. Yeah, the Raiders always look good when they're not supposed to, and then when they're supposed to look good, the Raiders are absolute trash. So
All right. Well, if that's what we have, we can get our score prediction to see if we can get this password. If not, we can just end early. Let's get into our score predictions for the game today before we close out the show. We could just do that. All right. My score prediction, as always, picking the Bears to win. 24, Lions 20. I think it's a close kind of game, but I think the Bears get some points. I think the Bears score enough to win. Ryan.
I got Bears 20, Lions 17. Not too high of a game.
Yeah.
Under's probably pretty safe on this one.
DeAndre
Swift is out
for the Lions. Wow.
All right, so Bears by a million.
No,
Wow,
Adrian Peterson's in there. That's the Bear killer.
That is a Bear killer.
We'll see how that
Gosh,
works.
dang it! Shoot,
Darn it!
So close to being positive.
yeah, gummit.
We got so close.
All
right,
Blake,
what's
what's
your
your
prediction here? I got Bears 24, Lions 17. The Bears have had a lot of success against this team, and this team is one that's kind of reeling right now. We just learned that DeAndre Swift is out too, so I don't know if it's for the best, but I think the Bears are going to get a win today.
Okay, I like it. Okay, I'm pulling it up right now. So
got it.
Someone give me some something in between while I'm signing into this.
All right.
You want some freeform jazz?
Sure. All right, here we go. I got it. 6 questions. How well do you know the Lions? Again, our opponent today. What year did the Lions and the Bears first play one another? 1920, 1930, 1935, 1925. Holy
35.
shit.
35.
I got to go 35 too. It's got to be the latest year, right? Sam, is it 35?
Mm-hmm.
1930, we are so wrong. All
right.
Should I ring the shame bell every time we get one wrong?
Yeah, ring the shame bell.
Hold on, I got to get to the right.
We're wrong. AJ answers after Sam already gave the answer. The answer is 1930, not 1935.
Bong. Bong.
Shame, we're wrong. All right, 0 for 1. What were the Lions originally called? The Spartans, the Angels, the Paladins, or the Guardians? Wow.
The Paladins team seems too specific. The
Paladins.
Paladins. Okay, Paladins.
What, have y'all never played an RPG game before?
Paladin is. Come on.
I'll go with the Spartans.
What it was the Spartans, the Paladins, and what else?
The
Guardians,
Spartans is a
the
good
Angels.
guess, probably. MSU is the Spartans.
Nah, I don't know. This is tough. I'll go Spartans.
What do you got, Ryan?
Spades.
Oh,
Correct.
right. Let's go.
Bears.
Okay, another one on question 2. The Bears lead the Lions in their all-time matchup. What is their overall record? Damn. 420 and 69. Nice, Sam, for putting that in there. 101, 75 and 6, 176 and 6, 102, 74 and 5.
The 106 one.
I'm guessing
Actually,
C.
420, 69.
C is always the best guess.
I got A. 420, 69.
Okay. Oh, I don't even know why I said that. I wanted to go with 101. The 101. 101 wins, Sam. What's the answer? 107.
107.
C?
Right.
Was that C?
I think it was.
Haha.
All right, true or false?
Genius.
Bears Lions is the longest annual matchup in NFL history. I think
False.
It's
False.
got to be false. It's got to be the Packers, Sam. What's the answer to that one?
If that's true, I'm gonna
True. What the true? Whoa! Wow!
Whoa.
Yeah.
I gotta throw my computer off the balcony now.
Yeah. What's the largest victory the Bears have had against the Vikings? 49-0, 42-0, 1,000,000 to -10, and 56-0.
Against the Vikings?
Against the
Lions?
where's this all Lions?
You
You
said
said
Lions.
Vikings. You
Oh,
fool.
against the Lions. I'm sorry. Victory against the Lions. Oh my God, the Lions.
Vikings? Oh my God.
Wow.
You know what? Hey, just Austin, I'm
42-0.
giving you a shame, Austin. Shame.
49-0. Thank you for that, Ryan.
49-0.
You're gonna start putting on the audio podcast too. Those are great.
Confusion.
Sam, what's the answer? I'm going 49. 49-0, 42-0, 56-0, or 1,000,000 to -10. I'm going 49. Blake's got 42. What's correct? Is it 49? It's got to be 49.
Got to be 49.
Got to be correct. 49-0. That's one for the boys back home, baby.
Hey.
49-0. That's right. Sam said awesome.
My
All right.
God, this guy's a genius.
How fast can a lion run? 30 miles per hour, 40, 35, 50. I'm going 35.
30. Oh, wait, we got to pick as a whole team.
Whole team. I like
All right.
35. I like 35.
30.
Just over 30.
30 for how fast?
35
Michael Scott can run
That's
like
fast,
25.
man.
That's
All right, fine. 30. Let's go 30 then.
That's still 30. Fine.
30.
30.
That's
30.
I mean,
What is it,
That's
Sam?
respectable.
Is it 30?
we picked as a team this time.
Waiting for Sam. It's going to be 35. 50. What the
What? What?
What the hell?
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Don't let a lion meet you in the open field, dog.
For real. Holy shit.
Taking that to the crib.
Okay, what is the scientific name for a lion? Panthera leo, Panthero leo, lioness mammalish, or Matthew Stafford. I'm gonna go Panthero leo.
Panthera
Yeah.
Leo. That sounds about right.
Masculine. It's the masculine. It's like Spanish 101. What is it, Sam? Give me Panthero leo.
That's got to be.
What is
Latin, right?
Panthera Leo?
Panthero leo, Sam. Panthera. Oh, what?
Panthera.
Boo.
Wow.
Shame.
We're idiots.
Shame.
We are dumb.
I love that. Okay, last thing. What are lions afraid of? I know this one. Snakes, large mammals, hyenas, the Bears' defense. There's two answers. The Bears' defense and snakes.
What, are lions actually afraid of snakes? Is that
Yeah, I
is
think
that
they
a proven thing?
Yeah,
I think they are, yeah.
I think that's
Oh,
got to
man.
be true.
All right.
Snakes, Sam. Snakes, Snam. Is it Bears' defense and large mammals?
Large mammals.
What? Shame.
You suck, dude.
God damn. I'm sorry, guys. I let us really astray on that. That was my bad.
Yeah, dude. We tried our best, dude. We in it, and this is a team. It's a team loss.
Yeah, I'm trash. All right, closing it out, guys. That was a very Darnell Mooney officially active. That was a very interesting show. Thank God you guys don't do an educational podcast. Yes, Sam. But thank you for doing the quiz. That was some good questions there, buddy. Appreciate that. We'll be doing that each week for the opponents, just to have some fun with it. But that's all. That's all we have today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Just real quick shout out Manscaped. This live show is sponsored by Manscaped. Look at the bottom of your screen. Make sure you use code BEARSBACK, BEARSBACK, for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Get all your Christmas holiday shopping done or treat yourself, save some money, support your favorite Chicago podcast. Manscaped.com, BEARSBACK for 20% off free shipping. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're going to have a special show out, or we're going to have our podcast out recapping the game on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. Oh shit, Staley, my Staley parlay.
Oh my God, we forgot the Staley.
That's all that.
All right, run through.
AJ comes in for this. All right, hold on. My Staley parlay. Ryan, you want to run through the picks and I'll get my Staley parlay real quick?
Yeah, I think I have tally site open. Give me 1 second.
All right, before I close out, thanks, Harvey. We love you too. Let's go 6-6. Oh yeah. Okay, Nick, I like that. I'm not closing out yet though. I fucked up. My bad.
All right. Shit. I texted you those actually, Austin. I'm gonna pull up that because I don't have the confidence.
I'll get my Staley parlay. Staley has a lot of 5 out of 5 picks. So I'm going Raiders, Patriots. I'm sorry, Raiders, Chargers, Packers, Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens. Parlay. Give me that 15 to win. It's a plus 430 parlay. So throw that in there. I like that.
Okay, here we go. Quick rundown of Staley this week. 5 out of 5 Ravens over the Cowboys. 4 out of 5 Saints over the Falcons. 3 out of 5 Lions over the Bears. 3 out of 5 Colts over the Texans. 3 out of 5 Bengals over the Dolphins, but Staley doesn't know about injuries. Calling that one an easy loss. 3 out of 5 Jacksonville Jaguars over the Vikings.
I love it.
Bold pick there, Cotton. 5 out of 5 Raiders over the Jets. 3 out of 5 Browns over the Titans. 5 out of 5 Steelers over Washington. 4 out of 5 Cardinals over the Rams. 3 out of 5 Giants over the Seahawks. 5 out of 5 Packers over the Eagles. 5 out of 5 Chargers over the Patriots. 5 out of 5 Chiefs over the Broncos. And 5 out of 5 49ers over the Bills.
Staley's confident this week. Staley needs a bounce back week.
Hey, it's gonna happen, bro. Undefeated this week. Book it.
I would love that. That'd be great. We'd be way
all
up
the way back. But All
All right,
right.
guys. I think that's the show. Staley is in. I'm tweeting out my Staley Sunday parlay as well as we speak. But a great episode. Like I said, we'll be back on Wednesday. Ooh, Trace McSorley, the GOAT. Wims is active today. That's interesting. So we'll be back Wednesday with our audio podcast again. That's Lakeshore Live Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, anywhere you guys get your podcast. We'll be there on Wednesday, bringing you that Bears recap, talking Chicago sports as well. So with that said, guys, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the game today. Hopefully we have a bounce back win. I can put my victory hat on. But until then, guys, have a great afternoon. Enjoy the game. Go Bears. Bear down. We'll catch you Wednesday.
Bears.